You'll be quite familiar with login screens that hide the password with asterisks or some other character. This technique serves to hide the password from anyone overlooking your shoulder, but apart from that, has absolutely no security benefit at all. The password is still passed to the server as plain, albeit posted, text, so at least it's not visible in the browser address line. As a first step only, that's where we'll start. Set up the code pane from example, it's login form example, and save the file in the demo folder. We have two forms in this script. The first form, called post-login, actions itself this same file name, login form example, with the method post, and has two fields, username and password, type text, and a submit button. The second form, post-login hid, also posts to the same form, login form example, with the same fields, username and password, but the password in this case is of type password, so it'll be hidden with asterisks and a submit button. When we submit, username is posted to the form and collected as the variable username. We then test to see if it's set. If it is, we collect the password that was posted with post password, and then we simply echo the username and password and unset both variables. Quite a simple little script which we'll run now. In the demo folder, run login form example. And here are both of our forms. In the first one, I can double click in it to pull down anything that I might have typed in a similar form before. So I can choose from one of those, or I can type in something else and a password. And I'm forced to type in a password or choose one from the previous list. And if I click login, it simply comes back with the same script but echoes the things that I typed in. Similarly, with the script that hides the password, I can type in admin, and I'm going to type in test2 and login. And it tells me that I typed in admin and test2. Now, when I double click on this, or if I choose remember, and I double click in this, and when I choose admin, it automatically puts in my password in this password field. And I log in, and it tells me I've entered admin and test2 without ever having to type in test2. I can type in localhost, and it will tell me that I typed in localhost and trainee. So it automatically inserted the password for me. However, if I choose admin here with the text style password box, it will not put in the password for me automatically. I can choose one that I've typed in before, but I have to actually put something in or at least choose it. In fact, most browser implementations are set up to remember passwords, so anyone chancing upon a user's PC can just click in the username, select one, and the correct password will be inserted for free. Not a lot of use if you want any real security. If anything, the submit type text for the password field is actually more secure because it will not simply supply the correct value of the password simply upon entering a username. To see how this works for real, we need to set up a users table in our database. For now, we'll just have 4 fields: ID, username, password, and email. Let's set that up now. The snippet, project tables table tuser, I've set up for you already to automatically create this table, so we'll save the file in the initialize folder because it's a new table in the database. Like all of the other tables we've created, we first drop the new table tuser, and then we create the table tuser with fields ID, which is an auto increment field, username, password, email, which we'll be using later, and we set username to be unique. Let's run this and see what happens. Table tuser in the initialize folder, and it said failed to drop the table tuser. Well, of course it did, because there wasn't a table tuser, because there was an unknown table tuser. Table tuser added. So we've successfully added the table. Let's have a look at it by refreshing our database. Here's the table TUser. We can have a look at the structure and verify that we've created the 4 fields: ID, username, password, and email. Now, to use this in a fresh code pane, paste the snippet examplets login form for the file loginform.php and save it in the forms folder. Obviously, it has to connect to the database because we're going to check the entered password and username against the database. We have a form to allow us to enter the username and password. We post back to this script name, which is our standard procedure now to identify this script name as the name of the file we're sending to. And if the username is set, we're going to echo the username and password. After we collect the password in the variable password, we'll then set up a select statement where we check the database for the password to match the username. So if we go back to our database now and actually insert a record into this table TUser, we'll insert a record in username admin and for password user1, user numeral 1. We won't bother about email just at the moment, but we'll save that record. Insert into TUser, and it's done the usual stuff. We should have a record in there now. If we browse that, yes, here it is, username with password user1. So now when we run our script and it selects password retrieved, which is equal to the row with field name password, and we've selected password from TUser where username equals username, we should actually find a value, and we'll echo it if we do. If the password retrieved is not empty, and the password that we've entered in the form has the same value as the password retrieved from the database, echo yes, password matches, and give us a link back to the script. Otherwise, echo access denied and a link back to the script. Let's try it. In our forms directory, login form, let's try admin, and I'm going to type in X, Y, Z. Click login, access denied. Let's try again with admin and user1. Username equals admin, password equals user1, password retrieved equals user1, yes, password matches, log out. I hope you can see that this simple login form, even though it goes nowhere and does nothing, forms the basis for us to be able to protect our application and restrict it to only users who are authorized to use it.